ministers. Are you telling me that we need foreigners to build our own country?
Join us as we delve into the legacy of Munhumutapa.
His Excellency, the President, is tremendously supported the independence of our judiciary.
Look at the rate at which people are building. Real estate is a sign of wealth. People are massively building.
So I think Nyigano Wakwanevenwaya as a concept speaks to let us all be patriotic enough to know who we are, what we own, and how best we can actually prioritize our own nation building above our political building.
Fill your shopping trolley with massive savings in the Spring Price Cut promotion, which runs from the 2nd of September to the 27th of October. TM Pick and Pay. Real value always.
It's a Friday. Good evening and welcome to the main news. We're coming to you live from our Pocket Hill studios in Harare.
And these are our leading stories tonight. Namibia's Labour Minister Honorable Tony Nuyoma meets President Emmerson Mnangagwa to share ideas on economic emancipation.
Zimbabwe on course to attaining winter wheat target of 600,000 tons.
And in the arts, Mbira enthusiasts up for a treat this evening at Bira Rembira Music Festival.
And in sport, Simba Bora in epic battle against Ngezi this weekend.
Well, I'm Justin Matlatla and Susan Masona joins us tonight at the Sign Language Desk.
And I'm Tariro Manamike. Later on, we will be crossing over to our Montrose studios to give you more news in detail. But for now, let's take a look at the leading story.
Namibia's Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation, Honorable Tony Nuyoma, says his country is keen to tap into Zimbabwe's vast knowledge in a wide range of areas. The details.
Bruce Chawanda gives us more.
Honorable Tony Nuyoma, who is also highly ranking member of the ruling Swapo Party, paid a courtesy call on President Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House in Harare this Friday. Briefing journalists after a closed-door meeting, Honorable Nuyoma said the meeting was meant to share ideas on economic emancipation.
I'm here with my colleague from Benin. Before Namibia's independence, through President Gaddafi, he used to bring us together, the youth activist. I was also a former youth activist and representing the liberation movements in Southern Africa. I was based in Algeria. So that's where ANC, SWAPO, ZANU-PF, and many other the activists from Mozambique and Angola, we were meeting, strategizing how we can liberate our Southern African region. So we are happy now, we have succeeded. Now we are looking forward to see how do we really bring meaningful economic independence to our region. Honorable
Nuyoma further highlighted how he became close to President Mnangagwa.
I'm here on a private visit, and as you know, when His Excellency the President was the Minister of Justice, I was the Minister of Justice of the Republic of Namibia. Since then, we have been working together, trying to resolve the region's problems. You may recall during that time that the land issue was very hot, and there was an animal created called SADC Tribunal. So me and the President had to strategize so that we make sure that the land reform process in Zimbabwe succeed, and I'm happy.
Namibia will hold elections in November, while other SADC countries like Mozambique and Botswana will also go to the polls this year. Bruce Chawanda, SABC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe is formulating a One Health action plan that aligns with that of the World Health Organization. Addressing a high-level meeting on antimicrobial resistance diseases on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York this Thursday, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Dr. Frederick Shava, noted the need for effective strategies in implementing the plan. Details from our chief correspondent, Ruben Barwe.
Zimbabwe was among several member states attending the second high-level meeting on antimicrobial resistance on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly high-level debate. Organized by the President of the General Assembly, the meeting was attended by the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, World Health Organization Director General, and other quadripartite principals. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Dr. Frederick Shava, gave Zimbabwe's position and commitment to fight in the corner of the low and middle-income countries as the combat to antimicrobial resistance gets momentum.
Antimicrobial resistance is multifaceted. It affects the agricultural system, environmental health, as well as food safety, security, and nutrition, threatening the progress in combating infectious diseases. Zimbabwe has not been spared from the negative impacts of antimicrobial resistance. In 2018, the country experienced a cholera outbreak driven by drug-resistant bacteria. The government is currently reviewing the One Health National Action Plan for the period 2024 to 2028, which aligns with the WHO Global Action Plan on AMRA. Our aim is to strengthen surveillance systems, enhance laboratory capacity, and promote the responsible use of antimicrobials in collaboration with our global partners.
Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, speaks of the dangers of misuse of antibiotics.
It is already taking 1 million lives a year directly and is responsible indirectly for just under another 4 or so million. This is one of the major causes for death in our countries as we speak. And the truth is, think about it. Many of us get antibiotics. We use it for a few days. We don't use it for the full course as prescribed by doctors.
The intergovernment negotiations for the declarations were co-facilitated by Malta and Barbados. Ruben Barwe, SABC News, New York.
And still on health, government's efforts to boost the health sector have paid off in Bulawayo after the launch of air ambulance services at Mpilo Central and United Bulawayo hospitals this Friday.
It is the dawn of a new era for Bulawayo, with those in a 200-kilometer radius eligible to use the air ambulance services launched in the city this Friday. Some of the Bulawayo residents were present when one of the helicopters landed at Mpilo Central Hospital.
Yabahlala bokubulawayo lathi sizizwa siphakanyisiwe. Kwesikhathi siyabona even kuyenzeka ama accidents abantu baze bafele khona lapho bengakathola usizo. So siyabonga ukuthi sesizathola usizo masinyane, siyabonga kakhulu. Akulanto ebuhlungu njengokuthi ubone ukuthi umuntu aze afe eswele usizo ngesizathu sokuthi kube nzima ukuthi azayifika esibhedlela.
Mpilo Chief Medical Officer Dr. Nasicious Zwanga said the ambulance service is a game changer towards the Second Republic's target of universal health coverage.
History has been made, and I congratulate the Ministry of Health and the government of Zimbabwe for this provision of air ambulance services. And foremost, that it's free. It's meant for anyone, whether you have or have no means. It's meant for anyone who needs to be airlifted for medical care.
The services are being provided by government in partnership with the Russian emergency helicopter services.
So these helicopters consist of medical equipment which we are using in ICU unit. It means that for us it don't matter which condition the patients it will be.
The helicopters are part of government efforts to modernize the health sector in line with Vision 2030. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
More than 40 unregistered firearms have been surrendered to the Zimbabwe Republic Police under the Presidential Firearms Amnesty, which was launched early this month.
27 days after the launch of the 2024 Presidential Firearms and Ammunition Amnesty, 44 unregistered firearms have been surrendered to the police. The figures were confirmed by ZRP National Spokesperson Commissioner Paul Nyati in an interview with the ZBC News this Friday.
A total of 44 firearms have been voluntarily surrendered to the Zimbabwe Public Police throughout the country. And I also want to take this opportunity to remind the public that the operation is ending or is concluding on the 30th of September 2024.
Commissioner Nyati also urged those in possession of illegal weapons to surrender them before the end of this month.
After the due date, the Zimbabwe Republic Police will check with the firearm database and make a follow-up on anyone who will be found to be in possession of an illegal firearm, a firearm which is not licensed. So that's why we are appealing for the public, for institutions to take advantage of this window which has been availed by the government of Zimbabwe.
The amnesty, which is valid from the 1st to the 30th of this month, is meant to prevent firearms falling into the hands of criminals amid an increase in the cases of armed robbery and murder. The government also extended the same opportunity to unlicensed firearm holders last year in a development which saw 586 firearms being surrendered. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
To South Africa now, where President Cyril Ramaphosa has presided over the repatriation and restitution homecoming ceremony of South African freedom fighters whose remains were buried in Zimbabwe and Zambia during the apartheid era.
The remains of 42 liberation heroes and heroines were received at the Waterloof Air Force Base in Centurion, South Africa Wednesday after the repatriation process in Zimbabwe and Zambia. The remains include former ANC Secretary General Duma Nokwe, former Pan-African Congress PAC leader Lesholo Edwin Makoti, and renowned journalist Todd Mashikiza, with the ceremony taking place at the Freedom Park Heritage Site and Museum in Pretoria this Friday. President Ramaphosa expressed gratitude to Zimbabwe and Zambia for honoring the fighters, adding that the ceremony is crucial as it plays a key role in valuing liberation heroes and heroines.
As we welcome these patriots back home, we owe our everlasting gratitude to the countries that offered these freedom fighters shelter, that offer them support, and in the end, a fitting resting place. We are grateful in this instance to the governments and the peoples of Zambia and Zimbabwe for having taken great care of our compatriots and for enabling their remains to be repatriated.
The repatriation and restitution homecoming ceremony is part of South Africa's Heritage Month and a broader effort to bring back the remains of South African freedom fighters who died in exile. Zimbabwe repatriated 16 remains of South African former liberation fighters who had been interred at Warren Hills Cemetery in Harare and Athlone Cemetery in Bulawayo. Olina Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
Government is on course to attaining its national winter wheat target of 600,000 metric tons as harvesting of the strategic crop is underway.
Farmers from across the country are harvesting their winter wheat crop, with one of the leading farmers in Mashonaland West Province, Mr. Lincoln Chirinda, appreciative of government support.
We managed to establish a crop size of 300 hectares, and this was under the other JV contract farming program that we did. It has been really an interesting journey where electricity, despite being consistent, we had elements of dry spells. but we managed to get the crop that you see here that we're harvesting on this day, and we're quite happy with the yields that we're attaining.
The Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Water, Fisheries and Rural Development, Dr. Anxious Masuka, said the country is on course to meeting the target of 120,000 hectares.
The President gave us a target of 120,000 hectares. We have done the verification, final verification, and what is standing and harvestable is 119,594 hectares, which is 97% of the target, although the plantings were above 120,000 because of water and other issues. That land was lost. Mashonaland West has done extremely well. Their target was 34,000. They are 34,280 hectares.
Meanwhile, Agriculture and Rural Development Authority, ADA Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Tinotenda Miko, has expressed satisfaction with the success of joint ventures, adding that preparations for the upcoming summer cropping season are now at an advanced stage.
We are now transitioning from the wheat-based food security interventions into the 2024-25 summer season. Preparations are now at an advanced stage. We've contracted close to 50% of our farmers, targeting 60,000 of irrigated maize and 40,000 of drought-tolerant traditional grains.
The Minister of State for Mashonaland West Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Maren Chombo, is impressed by the province's performance ahead of the summer cropping season.
Although, yes, we are witnessing with some of the dams, they're drying up, but it's really not going to affect our crops because we are at par. And also, yes, we are happy with most of the crops because we are expecting early rains. Most of the crops, the wheat crop, we are already harvesting, and 30% of it is already ready for harvesting.
The winter wheat bulb harvest is expected to play a key role in ensuring food security at a time when the country is facing the El Nino-induced drought. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chinoi.
The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has moved in to reduce the gap between the official and parallel market exchange rates by devaluing the ZiG currency.
The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has adjusted the local currency exchange rate to the United States dollar, which is now trading at 24.39, following further liberalization of the foreign exchange market in response to the resurgence of exchange rate pressures. In a statement, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor Dr. John Mushavan said the bank has with immediate effect reviewed upwards the bank policy rate from 15% to 20%. It also increased and standardized the statutory reserve requirements for both demand and core deposits on local and foreign currency deposits from 15% and 20% respectively to 35%. Individuals will only be restricted to carry an amount not exceeding $2,000 out of the country from $10,000. The bank also noted that these measures will contain any exchange rate risks while keeping prices of goods and services in check. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, we appreciate your views and comments. Remember to continue interacting with us via our social media handles on X, on Facebook, on YouTube, on our WhatsApp channel, on TikTok and Instagram. We are at ZBC News Online. We are taking a break. Stay with us.
Wrap up your week with the TM Pick and Pay Spring Price Cut Weekend Winners. Make your weekends even brighter with unbeatable deals on all your essentials. TM Pick and Pay. Real value always.
Following the launch of the nationwide vetting program for veterans of the liberation struggle in 2021 by His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the subsequent vetting in 2022, the Ministry of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs announces the mop-up vetting exercise for non-combatant cadres and war collaborators. This crucial exercise, which is scheduled to run from 25 September to 4 October 2024, is targeting individuals who did not get the chance in 2022. The final mop-up vetting exercise will be conducted as follows. For war collaborators, vetting will be conducted in the areas where you operated from during the Liberation War. The vetting teams will comprise wartime commanders and the war veterans you operated with. The teams will move around the areas you operated from according to schedules that they will communicate on deployment. For non-combatant cadres, vetting will be conducted in the capitals of the 10 administrative provinces. Choose the nearest provincial capital to you and present yourself for vetting. Representatives of wartime transit camps which were situated in Botswana, Mozambique and Zambia will be available to vet you. Camps in Mozambique include Chibawawa, Doroi, Mavudzi and Nyadzonya. Camps in Zambia include Jason Ziapapa, Maheba, Nampundu, Solwezi, Victory and Chisamba. Camps in Botswana include Dukwe, Francistown, Selibe Pikwe and Broadhurst. Vetting centers for non-combatant cadres are as follows: Harare, Zimbabwe Hall Highfields, Bulawayo, ZITF Grounds Hillside Road, Manicaland, Chiefs Hall Sakuva Grounds Mutare, Midlands, Gweru Theatre City Council Building, Mashonaland West, Public Service Training Center, Chinhoi, Mashonaland Central, Bindura Showgrounds, Mashonaland East, Buyanehanda Hall, Lombotombo, Marondera, Matebeleland North, Lupane Business Center, Matebeleland South, Agricultural Showgrounds, Gwanda, Mashingo, Mucheke Hall. Please bring your national identity document or a valid passport together with a clearly visible photocopy of the identity document. If you belong to these two categories and you are not yet vetted, don't miss this opportunity to validate your credentials and receive the deserved recognition for your role in the liberation struggle. For more information, please contact the district and provincial offices of the Ministry of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs nearest to you. You can also contact the ministry's head office on 0242 710324 or 710251 or 710553 or 710378 or 710268 or 710463.
Shark on the line.
He took my fish.
Guys, did you see that? I just was like, what?
I really want you to find someone nice who would mean the world to you and make you so happy.
Bernardo Silva, Stones, Foden, a little bit of time. Oh, what a shot! What a goal! What a player!
Say hello to seamless transactions and effortless convenience with the new Inbox Swipe card. Swipe, tap, pay and go with confidence anywhere in Zimbabwe. Sign up for your Inbox Swipe card at any Inbox booth nationwide today. Have you registered for Inbox yet? If not, dial *569# or download the Inbox app and redefine the way you bank. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you remember back in the day? We would gather at that one house that had a TV in the whole neighborhood to watch our favorite programs on ZBC. Whether it was thrilling wrestling matches, captivating dramas, or the iconic Ezomkito, ZBC TV was an integral part of our upbringing. It wasn't just a channel, it was a shared joy that brought us together. Fast forward to today, and ZBC continues its tradition of delivering top-tier entertainment to your homes. Whether you're tuning in for news, music, educational content, or gripping dramas, we're committed to keep you entertained and informed 24/7. With an expanded channel lineup, we're more than just broadcasters. We're a reflection of Zimbabwe's enduring spirit. Join us on this exciting journey as we revive the golden days and create new ones. Together, we're building a brighter future towards Vision 2030. ZBC TV, your voice, your choice.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jennifer Mswere, has called upon the local media to be innovative and embrace artificial intelligence to be competitive in the digital age. He was speaking at the National University of Science and Technology in Bulawayo during the International Conference on Communication.
The print media is going down because broadband, data, artificial intelligence, information science is the new oil. This is the future. So either we have to develop digital capabilities for us as a people to be able to process, develop stories, develop the media industry utilizing the digital platforms. The print media is going down, and each and every individual in the world is so attached to the phone. New technologies, the internet world is transformed totally the way we do business, the way we live. To be able to collect, to retrieve, and to process, and to target, and to mobilize for a particular tailor-made individual. The accuracy, the precision, and the speed and network is all related to the new technologies. This is totally disrupted and transformed the way trade is done. Whereas way back you had to travel to a particular country to be able to see physically the particular car. Now you are able to trade utilizing digital platforms. And that is where social media imperialism comes.
The government says Mashonaland Central province will become the country's future industrial hub, with a clarion call being made for investors to set up shop in the province. More details in the upcoming report.
The third edition of the Mashonaland Central Investment Conference, held in Mazowe on Thursday, lived up to its billing, with millions worth of investment proposals being made through networking between the public, private sector and foreign investors from United Arab Emirates, Australia and China.
Young Tech Engineering is proposing to make an investment of 30 million in Mazowe by establishing a special economic zone industrial park, and to establish about 3 companies themselves.
We are meeting a lot of investors, and we expect them to do serious investments in our respective districts.
The multi-million-dollar Makumbiri Game Park and Resort, which hosted the event, was officially opened by government.
Our project is in line with the 2030 vision for the country, and so far we've employed 75 people. Our target market is not only the locals but also international visitors.
Mashonaland Central Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Christopher Magomo, highlighted a new era of industrial development is upon the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to be so bold as to state that the Mashonaland Central Province will be the industrial hub of the future. Yeah. However, this will not be achieved by government alone. At the dawn of the Second Republic, His Excellency President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa decreed, I will quote, Zimbabwe is open for business. And really, Mashonaland is not spared. You are also open for business.
Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe assured investors of full support from the province.
I would like to assure you that as the provincial leadership of Mashonaland Central Province, we are supporting the cause for investment promotion and economic growth for the province. We urge all our government office bearers to observe the ease of doing business so that we do not scare away investors.
Discovery of oil and gas by Australian headquartered firm Invictus Energy in Mashonaland Central Province is a major draw card for investors. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mazowe.
And now to the courts, where a man from Shirugwi has been handed 2 life sentences after being convicted of killing his 2 girlfriends in 2021.
In a chilling conclusion to a tragic case, Emmanuel Mayembe of Shurugwi was this Friday sentenced to 2 life prison terms for the brutal murder of his 2 girlfriends, Patricia Mtero and Aidachi Gumbate, in 2021. The ruling handed down by the High Court in Gweru brings closure to the families of the victims, but serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of gender-based violence. The gruesome events unfolded in 2021 when Mayembe, in a fit of rage, took the lives of his 2 girlfriends. Circumstances were that sometime in 2021, Mayembe had an appointment with Mtero, who drove to Danga Deep Tank, where he murdered her, raped her body in a blanket and buried it along Gwamamvura riverbed. It also emerged that he went on to sell the deceased's vehicle in a swap and top deal. Mayembe also brutally killed his other girlfriend Aidachi Gumbate before dumping her body in a disused mine and got away with her vehicle. Meanwhile, the trial of Gweru businessman Peter Due, who is accused of double murder, has been moved to the 25th of January next year after the state requested more time to locate key witnesses in the matter. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
And now we cross over to our Montreux studios where Marilyn Gwenya is on standby. Good evening, Marilyn.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Tarira and Justin. And now in our following report, the Swiss government has provided $4 million United States dollars towards Zimbabwe's National Healing Program that saw President Emmerson Mnangagwa launch the Kukurahundi Outreach Program.
The Swiss ambassador to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Ambassador Stephanie Ray, this Thursday revealed that the Swiss Development Corporation has injected $4 million United States dollars to promote Zimbabwe's peace building and national healing process. He revealed this in an interview with ZBC News in Bulawayo on the sidelines of the launch of the Diverse Pathways for Progress DP4P Consortium, a 4-year project being implemented by a 5-member consortium to promote national dialogue.
We also tried to ensure that the partners are not left behind, and that we can work on different aspects of peace building, namely governance, governance, inclusive governance, and also heeding the president's messages, leaving no one behind, also working in implementing his Vision 2030 with everyone involved.
A 5-member consortium comprising the Zimbabwe Institute, Center for Applied Legal Research, Zimbabwe Christian Alliance, Ukutula Trust, and 4H Zimbabwe Trust seeks to strengthen national reconciliation through promoting inclusive and participatory governance systems.
The consortium consists of institutions that will be working with government and communities to strengthen inclusive national dialogue, promoting the participation of women and youth in the governance processes.
Dialogue is absolutely essential. We need to talk to one another, including through difficult conversations, including when we have different values, different ideas of how best to get somewhere.
The Deputy Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Norbert Mazungunye, who was the guest of honor, said the DP4P Consortium will play an effective role in promoting peace and healing in line with Vision 2030.
Peace and reconciliation are not merely moral imperatives. They are prerequisites for the achievement of Vision 2030 and also the SDGs.
Government, through the National Chiefs Council, is committed to fostering national healing and upholding the principles of constitutionalism. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Climate-proofing the country's agricultural sector through upscaling the production of traditional grains has been cited as key in promoting food security in the country.
Traditional grains, including sorghum, millet, and rapoko, possess immense potential to boost food and nutrition security, as most of them are drought-tolerant. In this regard, a conference held in Bulawayo this Friday at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Center ZIEC saw agricultural experts emphasizing the need to upscale the production of traditional grains.
It is a wake-up call to all of us as stakeholders to climate-proof our agriculture, to make sure that our agriculture is able to prosper in the face of climate variability and change.
Why do we do traditional grains? I think they are relatively more climate smart. Of course, we'll see what happens in the next 10 years. They are richer in micronutrients.
Running under the theme, Unlocking the Potential of Traditional Grains for Food and Feed Security, the conference also brought to the fore how traditional grains are naturally biofortified.
As we reel under the climate change challenge, we must, as a nation, take it upon ourselves to promote traditional grains where they are suitable. And this is the whole essence of this conference, to say that in natural regions 4 and 5, farmers must prioritize traditional grains ahead of maize. The scientists have done their job. Suitability maps have been produced over the years to show that by 2050, our country would have 17% suitability for maize.
The conference comes at a time the country is reeling under the effects of climate change following the El Nino-induced drought. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
As young children navigate the complexities of the world around them, their understanding of heritage and identity is critical in shaping their future.
Amhlophe High School of Bulawayo celebrated its 40th anniversary this Friday, where the wife of Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, Colonel Munhumutapa Chiwenga, emphasized the significance of cultural roots in personal growth and community development. Having grown up in Filabusa and achieved significant success as a businesswoman, Colonel Chiwenga shared their personal journey as a testament to the power of heritage and identity.
Ukukhula kwami lokho ngiyakuqathekisa kakhulu ngoba kungenze ngaba ngumuntu enginguye namhlanje. So I would like to urge the learners never to lose their identity, never to be apologetic about where they came from. Let our history, our upbringing be our pride. Let it not be a limit of what we want to achieve. Let it be a foundation of the better leaders that we are going to be tomorrow. Khula kwenu khonokho kulenza libe ngabantu abangcono. Kulenza libe ngabantu abazasuka bahambe esigabeni. Basebenze kanzima ngoba bayazi ukuthi nxa usebenze kanzima uzaba ngumuntu ongcono empilweni.
Colonel Chiwenga was also impressed by farming projects being undertaken by Amhlophe High School, recognizing their contribution to cultivating a sense of connection to the land and promoting self-sufficiency. Students also shared their own perspectives on the significance of heritage and identity.
I think it's going to shape us to become better women and, leaders of the country.
Message it really motivated me into becoming a great person or greater someone in the near future.
The school head, Mrs. Thokozile Chabalala, highlighted initiatives being undertaken by the school under the heritage-based curriculum and how it has benefited students.
We also realized that most of our learners in this school come from child-headed families, or their families are headed by old grannies. So we started projects to assist in the funds, because we cannot rely on school fees. School fees alone is not enough.
Elandamo, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Government is happy with the implementation of the Devolution program, which is transforming various communities countrywide.
The Minister of State for Presidential Affairs in the Office of the President and Cabinet and ZANU-PF Secretary for Security in the Politburo, Honorable Love Matuke, this Friday toured various devolution projects in Bulawayo. Among the toured projects is Vulindlela Primary School in Cowdrey Park, which has 4 blocks constructed using devolution funds.
I want to thank His Excellency the President for availing the devolution funds to the communities. This is a demonstration of a proper use of the taxpayers' money. We have seen here that this school was built 100% through devolution. And we used to have kids moving a distance of more than 8 kilometers before this school was built.
After meeting various government and ZANU-PF officials in the Metropolitan Province, Honorable Matuke emphasized the importance of civil servants working hand in glove with party officials for the advancement of government and party policies.
The party officials and the government officials are both stakeholders for the government. And the idea to have a meeting to try and close the gap is to make sure that when we do our projects or when we do development, the two will be doing without any discord. Remember, we implement the policies which are coming from the party through the party conference, through the party congress, and even the manifesto.
The Bulawayo leadership welcomed the challenge, citing the importance of unity towards attainment of Vision 2030.
This interface between Honorable El Matuke's office and our province is indeed critical, as it is going to help us appreciate the relationship between the minister's office, government ministries, and the ruling party as we look forward to achieve Vision 2030.
It's our first time, Comrade Matuke, my brother, I'm so proud of you, that for the first time you have brought that ideological concept straight into the party, so that the amalgamation of activities of the party and the government will be seen that these are the ideas that the party fought for. If the government is neutral from our party, then the government can be hijacked any time by any other people at an office level, and then people start doing their own thing.
Under the devolution framework, government is ensuring improved access to social amenities across the country, which is targeting to be an upper middle income society by 2030. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And that's it for myself, Marilyn Gwenya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. It's back to the team at Pocket Hill Studios in Harare for more news.
Thank you very much for that, Marilyn. Now, the Research Council of Zimbabwe is promoting investment in studies that address national challenges and spur rapid industrialization and economic development.
The 13th Zimbabwe International Research Symposium, slated for the 13th to the 15th of October, will afford researchers and industry an opportunity to present their latest findings, engage in critical discussions, and forge partnerships that will drive research and innovation in Zimbabwe forward. Speaking during a media briefing in Harare this Friday, Zimbabwe Research Council Executive Director Dr. Patson Chikudza said a number of activities have been lined up for the research symposium, which will also attract foreign researchers.
The theme for this year is embracing research and innovation for sustainable development. Anything else can stop, but research, innovation, and development cannot stop, because these make the country to go forward. Researchers will be there. Known and unknown researchers will be there. We are also having government ministers, also having permanent secretaries and senior government officials.
Apart from fostering a culture of collaboration and knowledge sharing, the symposium will also promote transformative research initiatives that will benefit industry. The country has introduced the Education 5.0 model for tertiary institutions in a bid to promote research and innovation, while innovation hubs have also been established in these tertiary institutions. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Solution-based journalism has been the major takeaway during deliberations at the African Union CFR Media Capacity Building Session in Nairobi, Kenya.
Discussions at the Media Engagement for Girls and Women in Nairobi centered on ways of collecting information and finding appropriate resource persons. The use of social media in educating girls and women also came up for discussion. The AU CFA Media Engagement ends in Nairobi this Saturday, running under the theme Leveraging the Media Role in Promoting Inclusive, Lifelong, Quality and Relevant Learning of African Girls and Women, Through the hashtag Africa Educates Here campaign, the media session brought together journalists from Kenya, Senegal, Togo, Cameroon, Burkina Faso, Algeria, Mali, Lesotho, Malawi, and Zimbabwe, among others. Chennai Masawi, ZBC News, Nairobi.
In stories from beyond our borders, the African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say over 6,000 Mpox cases have been confirmed, while 840 deaths have been recorded across the continent.
Over 32,000 cases of Mpox have been reported across Africa, with more than 10 million vaccine doses needed to control the outbreak. According to Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, the Central African region accounts for 90% of all cases. Africa CDC Director General Jean Kaseya told reporters Thursday evening that they have received pledges for over $800 million United States dollars to support the response plan. He added that the agency has also secured 4.3 million vaccine doses out of the more than 10 million needed to control this outbreak in Rwanda, South Africa, Central African Republic, and Burundi. The Africa CDC declared the Mpox outbreak a public health emergency of continental security in August this year.
Around 20,000 asylum seekers have flocked to Syria from neighboring Lebanon, where Israeli bombardments are intensifying. Reports say the Syrian government has set up medical checkpoints to receive the fleeing migrants, opening hospitals and deploying ambulances, as well as streamlining entry procedures and establishing shelters in neighboring cities. The number of people that have been killed in the clashes between Israel and Hezbollah since the 8th of October last year is over 1,500 and over 5,000 wounded.
We break for business. Join us when we return.
Zimbabwe's mining legacy is a story etched deep in our soil. It's a tale of hard work, resilience, and human ingenuity in unearthing riches and building a nation. This commitment to progress continues as mining industry players continue to unlock the vast potential of our mineral reserves, driving economic transformation through innovation, mineral beneficiation, and value addition. Are you ready to be part of the next chapter? Explore cutting-edge advancements and discover endless opportunities in Zimbabwe's expanding mining value chains at the 27th edition of Mine Entra, taking place from the 9th to the 11th of October 2024 at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Center in Bulawayo. Register via our website www.zitf.co.zw. Mine Entra 2024, unearthing success, the mining value chains, innovation and industrialization nexus.
Stuck on you. Ooh, obsessed with you. I'm obsessed.
With Showmax, your favorite characters now follow you anywhere. Download it today and watch the best in local, international, and everything in between.
This is Africa. And here, we're always on the go. There you go. Très bien. So when you're ready to go, let's go! Let's go, Africa!
Say hello to seamless transactions and effortless convenience with the new Inbucks Swipe Card. Swipe, tap, pay and go with confidence anywhere in Zimbabwe. Sign up for your Inbucks swipe card at any Inbucks booth nationwide today. Have you registered for Inbucks yet? If not, dial *569# or download the Inbucks app and redefine the way you bank. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. In our business story, Owen Mandova reports on the several programs put in place by government to assist female entrepreneurs grow their businesses and contribute to national economic development.
The 2024 ZNCC Women Conference held in Harare this Friday was graced by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Women Affairs, SMEs and Community Development, Dr. Mavis Sibanda, who urged women to take advantage of programs that have been put in place to support their business ventures.
We get funding from Treasury under there's a Women Development Fund and Community Development Fund, as well as there is a specific bank which has been put aside by government. They also get funding from government, that bank which is under our ministry, that is the Women's Microfinance Bank, as well as Medco.
A celebrated South African business consultant and former University of Cape Town Chancellor Professor Momoketh Pakeng represents what women can achieve with clarity of purpose.
Life is not fair. Women get the raw end of the stick all the time. To sit and cry about it all the time doesn't help. You got to know that that's what it is. As a woman, you'll get more scrutiny, you'll get criticized, you'll get whatever. Just get on with it and do your thing.
One of the business women who is into construction confirmed available opportunities for women to participate in economic development.
What I noticed even in my business, where we try to keep 50% gender basis, I realized women, doesn't matter which profession they've got, even constructions field, they contribute in quality much better than men because we've got patience.
A number of female entrepreneurs are leading successful ventures in economic sectors such as agriculture, mining, construction, and government has provided support through its mantra of not leaving no one and no place behind. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
And now in arts, Mbira enthusiasts are up for a treat this evening at Bira Rimbira Music Festival, currently underway at Gwanzula Stadium in Harare tonight. We'll link up with our reporter Farai Gwazi, who is at the venue for more details.
A very warm welcome to you and thank you so much for joining us. I'm currently at the Gwanzura iconic stadium where the Bira Rimbira Music Festival is currently underway. A hive of activity, as you can see behind me. A whole host of patrons who have come to enjoy and celebrate this iconic instrument that is an insignia that defines our cultural identity as Zimbabweans. The month of September having been set aside to ensure that we do not only celebrate this iconic instrument, but ensure that we use it to express our identity as the people that have contributed towards our cultural significance as the Zimbabweans. Now, the Mbira Music Festival will be carrying on throughout the course of the evening to, of course, expect various dignitaries who would be here and, of course, engaging in the jubilant celebrations that are here. For now, that's it, and back to the studio.
Thank you very much for that update, Farai. Now in sport, the clash between log leaders Simba Bora and defending champions Ngezi Platinum Stars headlines match day 28 in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League this weekend.
An epic battle is expected at Bayobob Stadium in Mondoro this Saturday when defending champions Ngezi Platinum Stars host log leaders Simba Bora. The log leaders travel to Ngezi hoping to consolidate their lead, having opened a 9-point gap at the top on Wednesday with a 2-0 win over Chegutu Pirates. It will, however, not be a walk in the park as Madamburo will also be hoping to end the season on a high. Ngezi are third on the log, 5 points behind second-placed FC Platinum, who have, however, played 2 games more. In other matches this weekend, FC Platinum host Highlanders at Mandava Stadium in another blockbuster encounter on Saturday. ZPC Kariba played Green Fuel. RNL Movers are at home to Wange, while Dynamos will be in action against Juventus. On Sunday, Bikita Minerals clash against Manika Diamonds at Sakuva, Caps United and Yada square off at Rufaro. A low-key Blaoyo derby is on the cards as Chicken Inn host Blaoyo Chiefs at Luveve, while the match between Chegutu Pirates and Tail 1 concludes match day 28.
And still in sport, the Bremerton Beach handball tournament slated for this weekend has been oversubscribed as teams from around the country prepare to make their way to Bulawayo for the ultimate handball showdown.
Preparations for the Bremerton Beach Handball Tournament, which will be held at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Centre from the 27th to the 29th of this month, are underway with the under-17 teams from schools set to get the ball rolling on Friday, while senior teams are scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. Recently appointed chairperson of the Beach Handball Commission, Mr. Taurai Muberekwa, noted with excitement that the tournament has been overly subscribed, with more than 40 teams having registered.
The preparation at Bremerton tournament, I can safely say they are at 85%. Nearly everything is now in place.
He further noted the need for investment in beach handball infrastructure across the country to ensure the sport attracts viable partnerships.
Beach handball is at its introductory levels, so this means there is need for a grassroots approach and also an open door policy so that all stakeholders are involved for the great takeoff of this game.
The 3-day games will serve as a platform to select junior and senior teams in preparation for the 2026 Dakar Games. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And we now give you the weather report.
Good evening, viewers. I hope you find you well. My name is Baba Maketa, and it's time for today's weather report and forecast. Today, it was mild in the morning throughout the country, but it became sunny and hot in all areas. And overnight, we're expecting it to be cool to mild in all areas. And in terms of our cloudiness, today it was partly cloudy, especially over the eastern parts of the country, but the rest of the country was warm. Tomorrow we're expecting partly cloudy conditions over the extreme southern parts of the country and clear conditions over the north. And on Sunday, again, we're expecting it to be partly cloudy, especially over the western parts of the country. And on Monday, we're expecting a little bit of showers over the central parts of the country, that is areas around the central watershed. In terms of our minimum temperatures, we're expecting Gweru to be the coldest with a minimum of 17 degrees Celsius, and the Zambezi Valley should record the highest minimum temperatures of 23 degrees Celsius, while at least the rest of the country should be between 17 and 20 degrees Celsius. For maximum temperatures, we're expecting it to be hot throughout the country, and the Zambezi Valley is expected to be the hottest, with maximums expected to reach as far as 40 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. The rest of the country, again, should be between 34 and 39 degrees Celsius. For detailed forecast in our major cities, Bulawayo is expected to be partly cloudy up to Monday, but from Tuesday, windy conditions are expected in Bulawayo. In Chinoi, mostly sunny conditions are expected until Monday next week, but on Tuesday, there should be a shift in conditions where cloudy conditions should be expected up to Thursday. In Gwanda, partly cloudy conditions are expected, but it should be cloudier on Monday. In Gweru, it should be a little bit cold, but sunny conditions are expected from Saturday and Sunday, but on Monday it should be cloudy. In Harare, sunny conditions are expected until Monday, but clouds are expected on Tuesday, Wednesday, as well as Thursday. In Kadoma, sunny conditions are expected again until Monday, but Tuesday should be cloudy. In Kariba, mostly sunny conditions are expected throughout the forecast week, but some bit of clouds are expected on Tuesday and Wednesday. In Lupane, mostly sunny conditions are expected again, but it should be windy on Tuesday and Wednesday again. In Kwekwe, mostly sunny conditions, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are expected to be cloudy and a little bit cold. In Mashingo, mostly sunny conditions only on Saturday and Sunday, but from Monday, temperatures should drop and cloudy conditions are expected. In Matobo, Saturday and Sunday should be cloudy, but Monday should be cloudier. In Nyanga, temperatures should be highest on Monday with a record of 33 degrees Celsius being expected, and it should be cooler on Wednesday. In Victoria Falls, we're expecting it to be very hot, with temperatures being expected to reach as high as 42 degrees Celsius on Monday. But the rest of the week should be rather mild. Now, that is all Zimbabwe from the weather desk. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
And now, as we conclude tonight's news bulletin, a recap of the leading stories tonight.
Namibia's Labour Minister Honorable Tony Nuyoma has met President Emmerson Mnangagwa to share ideas on economic emancipation.
Zimbabwe on course to attaining winter wheat target of 600,000 tons.
And in the arts, Mbira enthusiasts up for a treat this evening at Mbira Rembira Music Festival.
And in sport, Simba Bora in epic battle against Ngezi this weekend. Speaking of the weekend, that brings us to the end of tonight's news bulletin. Plans for the weekend, Justin?
I'm still making plans, Tariro. Still making plans.
All right, then. Enjoy your weekend from all of us. Have a good night.
Good night.
Have the man who's going to be the next president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa.
Going to be more
Sorry
difficult.
to interrupt you,
sorry.
Professor. We're getting some live visuals now of that inauguration. Let's go there live.
Emmerson Mnangagwa took the oath as Zimbabwe's president in front of a stadium crowd on Sunday.
Mnangagwa says he'll focus on turning around the country's struggling economy as well as re-engage with others.
Those who would want to live in the past can continue to relate to the past. But those who would want to see the future, where we are going, can look at what we are doing.
So, under the leadership of President Idi Mnangagwa, we've witnessed a tremendous and total transformation of the entire economy.
The president has actually demonstrated that he's a leader par excellence, a leader of our times. You can see what is happening in the platinum sector. You can see what is happening in the lithium sector. What is happening across the whole entirety of the mining sector. It's leadership which you can see the result.
This is the visionary leader where even as a minister you don't struggle because the vision is very clear. So I'm saying to the people of Zimbabwe, you really find a leader who has got attributes, who have got people at heart.
Since his inauguration, Zimbabwe has experienced significant growth under the leadership of His Excellency, President Dr. Idi Mnangagwa.
Look at the transformation that is taking place in the country. I mean, if you look at infrastructure development.
The president is doing a lot of work in order to empower the future leadership.
So, His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, has caused a revolution. Chimurenga chepfungwa, imbukela yengqondo.
Witness the impact of Idi's leadership and hear from the people who are implementing his vision and those whose lives are being transformed as the country journeys towards Vision 2030.
And I remember His Excellency, he sat silent for about a minute or two, then he said, "You men and women that I chose to be my cabinet ministers, are you telling me that we need foreigners to build our own country?"
Join us as we delve into the legacy of Munhumutapa.
His Excellency the President is tremendously supported the independence of our judiciary.
Look at the rate at which people are building. Real estate is a sign of wealth. People are massively building.
So I think Nyigano Wakonevenwayo is a concept.
speaks to. Let us all be patriotic enough to know who we are, what we own, and how best we can actually prioritize our own nation building above our political building.
Segment of Focus 54, and as we zone in on the United Nations General Assembly, I won't be talking about this by myself.